Hey, this is Nikki G and welcome to Better Commander. I'm hearing a lot of negativity in the sphere that we all play in, the magic sphere. No, I'm not talking about coconuts, dude. Those are also magic spheres. I'm talking about the internet and magic content creators. So listen, I try not to get into imaginary beef with other content creators. That type of fake outrage, fake beef tremendously drives engagement, but it's distasteful to me. I have taken shots at people before though, but I think they earned it. Now, it's going on a couple years, but I did unsubscribe to a certain channel, but the algorithm still shows me some of their content sometimes, and recently recommended me a video that posited the question, is Commander killing magic? I mean, imagine Sheldon Menery, God rest his soul, holding down magic and bludgeoning it to death with a 2017 Commander Precon. Is Commander killing magic? Hardly, but it is for sure keeping it afloat. Magic is just different now, brother. I never played competitively, kind of seemed fruitless. Worse, it seemed less than fun. I've drafted, I've played casually in big multiplayer games before Commander was even invented. Kitchen table, college buddies, maybe smoking some sweet, pungent fish in the smoker. What did you think I was gonna say? I'm straight edge, brother. I don't know if you guys remember the dark days of 2020. We had riots, we had people buying massive amounts of toilet paper. I couldn't even get my hands on some damn toilet paper. We were afraid of each other. We were putting welding masks on our faces, But then you walk outside and it's sunny outside. You go for a walk. It's beautiful out. You nod to your neighbors. Everything's very normal. It's very much that way with magic right now. I don't feel negative, but I feel like I should feel negative. I'm being told to feel negative. I like certain things, skip other things. I'm building a paper commander deck as we speak, the Master Transcendent from Fallout. There are some bros coming over to actually play a couple games in a nice pod today, man. We'll relax, we'll bust out some commander decks, eat a little pizza hot out of the skillet. And that's the thing, there's a whole lot of reasons you maybe should feel negative, but do you really? I mean, you come here, lots of people seem to like my vibe. Try to relax, feed some nice tech for casuals and more spiky players. Most of you seem to feel a modicum of optimism or some engagement with the game. You want to build new decks, right? People express their interest in new commanders, garnered pretty decent views. And that fresh interest, it's infectious. New players make me feel good. It's neat to see people enjoying building decks, seeing new interactions for the first time, talking about old cards. People want to talk about the new cards too. They want to talk about fresh commanders they want to build. My channel's growing. It's all about Commander, man. I do it for fun. But to my surprise, it seems like it's successful as well. I didn't think anyone would want to watch this at all, but it seems like they do. So why do you think people feel negative about this game? I think it's more the commercialization of the whole thing, the absorption of other properties, the dilution of the brand, and the story that really makes no sense whatsoever. The newer sets have stories where Oko assembles a crew of planar cast-offs to go do a heist, dude. Feels pretty cheesy. Then they come up with a card like the Vein Ripper. It's a proper vampire where the art seems to tell a story. It's mechanically useful in a variety of decks, and it's a big old monster in various formats, man. Love this card. So yeah, Wizards is obviously still capable of making good cards. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan was a banger set. Great lore, interesting mechanics, pretty good commander decks as well. There's some banger mythics, nice flavor, contextual storytelling, big old gods hanging out in the sky, dude. So take a moment, take a breath, and examine why you're upset or feeling negative about this game. Why? I don't know why you're upset. I just know why people on the internet are telling me that I should be upset. You may have perfectly valid reasons. And even if I don't think they're valid, it's your feelings, dude. Feel them, brother. But examine them too. That's better commander, dude. I mean, what if I sit down in a pod and there's an Ezio Auditore da Firenze across the table from me? I really can just ignore it. I don't like Assassin's Creed, really. I just forget about it. So what if I see this guy across the table? I mean, what if I saw Turgid or Tiny Bones? I kill that player first, you know what I'm saying? Or I literally just say, oh neat, I haven't seen it. What is it? Is my constitution so sensitive that I can't even bear to play against the commander that's universes beyond? Shall I get my knickers all in a twist, Shall I get the vapors? Am I that fragile? I mean, come on, dude, let's get a reality check here. It is a card game for children and 40-year-old dudes, apparently. It's honestly just good old-fashioned fun. Commander is, anyway. But sometimes it isn't. But if it isn't fun, then go play grab ass with Molly Sue down the block then, Play Blasphemous 2 or Monster Hunter. Maybe start a YouTube channel. Tell me what kind of an idiot I am. Start a beef with old Nikki G. It'll be fun. So what are we getting with the Universes Beyond stuff? You get more people playing, more people building commander decks, more people to play with. I have a buddy who got into Magic strictly because of the Adventures in Forgotten Realms cards. He was a huge Dungeons & Dragons fan. That set got him hooked, he built some commander decks, he bought into New Capenna, and is now an addict like the rest of us. That's the desired outcome in the end of it. And as for me, I largely skipped that set, but I got deep into Baldur's Gate. But what attracted me was the mechanics in Baldur's Gate, the very unique commanders. It was an outside property. I still have no idea who Alundo was, but I built a commander deck around him. Long live Big Smoke. The game gets more pieces, the decks get more varied. There are old school commanders and new school commanders. I was talking about this at work this very day. It's all about resiliency. People who have been through stuff can get through stuff. You have to roll, you have to adapt, you have to accept things as they are, not pine for the days and times long gone. But that's also the great thing about Magic. If you have a group of buddies, you can just play cards from pre-2010 if you want to. You can do an Ikoria cube or just limit yourself in any way you want. You can play Legacy, you can do whatever. You can let the waters calm and stagnate and hang out with your bros, and you're playing the same cards over and over again. You can grow a bunch of mold on your back, or you can be like a rock and roll like a boulder. I mean, listen, brother, we had a global situation in which the gathering part was axed. A lot of companies folded right down, man. People became very socially isolated. The competitive scene was basically axed. Commander was a little life raft that was already super popular and an easy pivot for Wizards of the Coast. I'm glad it was there, to be honest with you. So listen, let's say you make bran muffins at a little muffin shop. You have 3 old guys who come in every day for bran muffins. As time goes on, people are really digging the sweeter, less nutritious lemon poppy seed muffins. So you start making more lemon poppy seed as the bran muffins slowly fade out. Those 3 guys come in and they grouse, why are you making these other muffins? We like bran muffins. Well, fellas, you can still have the bran muffins if you want, but there are 25 people who ordered a dozen lemon poppy seed each. We need to pivot a little bit. We got to keep up with the times, brother. I mean, no offense, but you guys are going to be dead soon. We need to move on. We need to move those muffins. Bran muffins still exist. You can go enjoy them anytime you want. All that being said, there are things I've been vocal about. The greed is ruining everything, man. It's ruining airplanes. It's ruining trains. There's trains derailing in Ohio. The freaking doors are flying off the airplanes because they don't want to pay people for safety because they're greedy monsters. Commander isn't killing Magic. $500 boxes, collector everything, serialized everything gives us plenty to rail against. Why would anybody want a serialized card when there's duels out there and Wheels of Fortune? You know what I mean? They're paying thousands of dollars for these things. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. You guys do whatever you want. The boxes end up tanking in price. The singles end up tanking in price. The commander decks are mediocre. They get retail for $100 and you can get them for $40 2 weeks later. It's kind of disgusting. When greed drives the decisions, we're in trouble, man. Good game design should really drive decisions. The game should be at the forefront. And listen, we're going to have AI cards soon anyway, and we're just going to be plugged into the Matrix with neural links, so who cares? So in conclusion, no, Magic is not being killed by Commander. It's alive, it's thriving, perhaps in a different form than we're accustomed to. That's what happens. People start to have fun in different ways. Things move on. You can rail against it or you can bend like a reed in the wind. And in 20 years, it may change again. Memory Jar will still be banned and life will be good. Until then, I'll be making videos and biting little cheap chunks off for my Commander decks. Nicky G from Better Commander, signing off.